This is the story about the animal kingdom. Welcome to the family of Neen. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Oxpecker was in the meeting, but he didn't want to make an appearance. He chose to remain incognito for personal reasons. The animals thought that part of the reason could be that all the top guns he followed about in the forest were participating in the election, and he was not making any representation. Although he is always in the company of large animals like the elephants, the rhinos, buffaloes, and the rest of them, but they didn't really like him. Only Buffalo is his friend, and he is not contesting in the election. Oxpecker has no business with little animals, as mentioned by Rabbit, who fell prey to the large animals. He said that one of their policies is to give voice to the voiceless. I wanted to ask Rabbit a question. Who said that little animals have no voice? They fall prey to large animals because they want to. I am a small animal. I do not fall prey to anybody. I am a predator, and a useful one at that. A member of the Stop the Discrimination Party whispered to him to ask him to please keep quiet and don't bring himself out in the open. They know what he has been doing to the large animals he follows about against their will. Oxpecker responded, I have been listening to all the party leaders and their rantings of empty promises. That was the reason I decided not to join any party in order to not be deceived by their sweet talks. I do not believe in your policy that claim that little animals are seen and not heard. Another party member interrupted him. Sit down if you have nothing to say. It is true that little animals are not seen and not heard. What is your problem? They booed him. He sat down. Oxpecker could not content himself. In anger, he got up and attracted the attention of all of the animals. They said, what has he got to say? Again. He was furious. He asked the party member who challenged him, do you know who you are talking to? They booed him the second time and told him to sit down. We know you're arrogant and you are pompous, but we are not going to have it. He made a trickish sound and said, I am the small but mighty Oxpecker. They all shouted, sit down, small but mighty Oxpecker. He was so angry that he flew up and stood on top of the head of the party member who challenged him and said, I will show you why they call me small but mighty. The party member shouted, get off me, you short-legged beast. The animals knew him and he knew what he could do. So they held him and begged him to please come down from the party member's head. He came down and said to them, thankfully, I am not in the bad mood today. I didn't come here to fight. On a bad day, I would have shown you what I am made of. They booed him. Yeah, whatever, they said. The animals are afraid of him because he grips them by their skin when he wants to feast on them. Another party member accused him of not participating in the election because no one wanted him. He rejected the accusation and said that it was not true. I was invited by Cow's party, but I declined. Another person asked him, what did you decline? He replied, they chose Parrot as their campaign manager over me and said that they do not want my trouble. They shouted. That was an allegation. Was there another reason for the decline? Oxpecker was quiet for a while. They told him to speak up. They knew him very well, but they wanted him to say what he did to Cow. That made his party choose Parrot over him. He made a cackling sound and said, I am not here to deny my actions. The reason for my disqualification was because I had a little display of my personality on their leader. The animals shouted, what is wrong with him? Has he gone mental? What does he mean by a little display of his personality? Oxpecker replied, allow me to die before you bury me. I mean, I did not showcase the full demonstration of my characters. They asked him, how much of your character did you showcase? He replied, I was eating the parasite insects off his body to relieve him from irritation. Tell me, where did I go wrong? He asked. I am a therapist and that's my job. They nodded in silence, but deep down they knew he was a lunatic. He left Cow in big pain. Another party member who was not satisfied that they wanted to let the sleeping dog lie, stood up and said, let the cat out of the bag and call a spade a spade. Oxpecker is a cruel animal. He deals with fellow animals without mercy. He pretends to act as a guard and a whistleblower to fellow animals when poachers are around, but he pecks on their wounds, sucks their blood, and prevents it from healing. He infects them and spreads diseases to other animals. Those of us who have encountered him are very uncomfortable with his treatment. He is a pain in the ass. He carried himself like a friend, but he is an enemy. According to my good friend, Bezuidenhout and Stutterheim, 1980, Oxpecker fed on the flies of the large animals. Oxpecker fed on the flies on the large animals' dead skin, mucus, saliva, blood, and even their tears. I have said my mind. He sat down. Another member of the opposition party interrupted. Even the tears, you must be desperate, he said. You are a very wicked beast. They asked him if he has anything to say about the accusations. He replied, what can I say? I was only doing animal-tarian work. I'm a therapist. I remove unwanted parasitic insects from fellow animals' bodies, their dead skins and their tears, and make them comfortable. That is what I feed on. Do you have any problem with that? They all shouted, yes, we do. You are a quack doctor and an enemy to fellow animals. Your work makes them uncomfortable and leaves them in big pain. You take advantage of them. You use harmful treatments for personal gain. Your survival strategy is pathetic. They all nodded in disgust and said, we know CAAP leader. He will not choose him as his campaign manager. All along, Buffalo does not want to join in the political race. He killed Giraffe in a cold-blooded murder. But after the meeting, Oxpecker, his friend, went home and told him everything that transpired between him and fellow animals. He persuaded him to join the race so that they could form a united front and deal with the animals.